This video is for the boys, or I really should say young men, teens that are trying to find their way in the world, figure out how this whole thing works. It's not who I normally talk to, but it's something that's close to my heart because I was a young man who was lost, that didn't have the leadership and the mentoring that I needed. And that led to a pretty wild life, which I'll tell you guys more about here in a second so you know where I'm coming from. And it's also close to my heart because I have a 14-year-old daughter, and you men are the men that are going to be by her side. So I think the most important thing that I have to say to you today is that I'm sorry. I'm sorry for where my generation left you. I'm sorry that the world feels like it feels right now. I'm sorry that you're stuck having to figure it out, that the systems that we have all around us are falling apart, that all these things that I'm sure you feel on a deep, visceral level. It was up to us to help you not feel that, and we dropped the ball. Not only that, but we haven't done a good job with mentoring you, with helping to guide you. We haven't been the elders that we should have been. And in our defense, we really didn't have the elders either. It's been lacking in our world for quite a long time. So I want you to know that you feeling the way that you feel right now, be that sad or angry, is not on you. It's on us. It's on all of us. But we can change it. And that's really what I want to talk to you today. So before I get going, just so you know a little bit about me, I am not coming to you from a place of holier than thou, up on the high hill, looking down, telling you, how to be perfect or how to move through the world in a way that doesn't cause trouble or mayhem, because I, in my very young days, was constantly fighting, constantly trying to prove how tough I was to the world because... Well, I grew up in a rough and tumble neighborhood outside Boston. And if you weren't willing to protect yourself and to protect the things that you cared about, people were going to take it from you. And I grew up in a home with alcoholic and drug addict parents. And so I found drugs and alcohol by the time I was 13 years old. And by the time I was 16 years old, I was a full-blown heroin addict. So again, I'm not this squeaky clean guy. And that's why I think I'm maybe uniquely qualified to help talk to you about some of these things. After my drug addict days, I leaned into the warrior that I have in me, that fighter, and I tried to A, run away, and B, use that energy for something good. So I joined the United States Marine Corps and I fought for this country. And I got to shoot cool guns and drive fun cars and fall into a brotherhood of men to my right and to my left. That's who I fought for. I thought I was joining to fight for my country, but that's who I fought for. And so if you're fighting for that, I get it. I get wanting to protect what's yours and wanting to roll with the boys. After the Marine Corps, I started chasing money and chasing women. I started a business and grew it to be pretty big and made a bunch of money and had a fair amount of power and was the cool kid in town. And once I got all that stuff, I realized that it didn't make me happy. In fact, it was some of the darkest days of my life, because I worked for all of my 20s to get that, and then I got it, and I was empty inside. So let's rewind and go back to, those early days of fighting and needing to prove yourself. I want you to know that you, as you are right now, you are worthy of being here. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to show that you're some badass. I know that you are. I see that you are. I know that you have so much talent and so much skill to bring to the world. And I want you to know that it's super normal to try and show everyone what you have. But by you trying to prove it, trying to show what you have all the time, it's actually going to turn people off. It's going to make them pull away from you. Because you're going to put this like extra stuff on top that's not you, and that's going to turn people off. All you need to do is show up and to be you, I promise. And whatever you care about, it's really important that you start to think about what you care about in the world. Like, don't let people tell you that what you care about isn't important. Don't let people tell you that you wanting to be a baseball player or an artist or, whatever it is that you want to do, follow that. And it might not be that you end up doing that thing, but that thing is going to take you closer to the direction of what you're actually meant to be doing in the world. And if you're somebody that struggles in school, I get that too. I don't know if your parents will be happy with me saying this or not, but school is not right for a lot of people. To have to be stuck in a chair and to sit and stare at a computer for hours is not what humans are designed to do, at least not most of us. And so if you struggle in school, I don't want you to see yourself as a failure. I want you to know that you just haven't found the right thing yet. That style isn't your style, and it wasn't my style, and it's going to take time for you to find it. But what you need to do to follow it is just find the things that light you up. Find the things that you're passionate about. But you got to be careful. It's got to be the things that you're actually passionate about. What you're looking for is something that gives you more energy after you're done with it. Something that feels really good in your body. And do that thing, and it's going to take courage and it's going to take bravery because most of society is broken and sick. Look around. You can see that so clearly. I know how tempting it is as a young man to blend into the group, to be one of the popular kids. I certainly was. I certainly fell into that trap. But I'm telling you that to blend in is keeping you from your true genius, from expressing yourself to the world in a way that only you can do. And it's going to make sure that everyone notices you and that you are such a beautiful, successful person. Speaking of success, I want to talk about money for a little bit. This is one of those things that this sick society tells us is important, is sometimes the most important. And yes, we need money. I like money. I have a big, beautiful truck. I live in a beautiful house right on the river. I like to get coffee every day. I like to play video games. I like to go to sports. I like money. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. What I am saying is if money is the sole purpose for you doing anything in your life, you are going to get to a place where you realize that it was a mistake. Another big lie around money is that you need it to be happy. And that's the problem, is that we base our happiness, we base how we move through the world on our external world, right? You look around and you think, damn, school's hard. My family's messed up. I've got to do something about that outside to change my circumstances so that I can change how I feel on the inside. That's what everyone else is telling you that you need to do. And that's why money is so prominent in our society and our culture. But what I'm telling you is if you change the inside first, the money is going to come to you. I promise you that's the truth, even though most of the world is telling you something different. On women, I know what you're feeling right now. I remember going through it. I remember how strong the drive was, how beautiful the women are, and how much you crave the attention that a woman can give you. It's so easy to get lost in the chase for women. And if you're somebody that struggles to to find a woman, to be in a relationship. I want you to know that that's part of the journey. And part of it is skill. I promise it gets easier over time as you're able to practice. And part of it is developing yourself so that you're ready, so that you can magnetize the right person to you. That's really what I want you to know, is that the right person, you can't miss out on them. And so focusing on what you're here for, focusing on being the best man that you can be, focusing on moving through the world with an ability to show that you care and that you love. And I know how scary and hard that is, because again, society tells men that if you show that you care and that you love, that you're weak. And I promise you, if you show up that way, people will not stop telling you how strong you are. It's an illusion. And then finally, distractions. I want to talk about distraction. It's so easy to distract ourselves away from the pain that we're feeling when our life doesn't match the life that we want. And this could come in video games. It could come from chasing women. It could come from chasing money, right? It comes in what are apparently healthy ways. Like, I distracted myself for a long time in the gym. I wanted to look good, and I had the six pack, and I was, over 6 feet tall, over 200 pounds. I thought I was hot stuff. I knew I was. And looking back, I can see how all of that was set up so that I could distract myself from my belief that I wasn't worthy to be in the world, that I was distracting myself from the pain that I felt all the time. It's the same reason that I thought that I did need to do drugs. That was the only thing, that was the only tool that I had in the moment, was to engage in the biggest distractions I could possibly find. And that's why I'm talking to you right now, is to maybe give you an alternative, maybe give you a tool that helps you to be able to sit in your life as it is, because it's sitting in your life as it is right now, in all of that discomfort and all of that loudness, and ignoring all of it and just being with it inside of yourself. That's where you're going to find what you need to do next. That's where you're going to find your passion. That's where you're going to find joy and fun and playfulness. Not out there, not in the money, not in the women, not in the power, inside here. And you've got to make sure that you learn how to be able to sit with yourself. And by no means am I telling you that you need to be serious. In fact, just the opposite. What you need to do is play every day of your life. Have fun. Goof off. Roll with the boys. I can't tell you how many times people told me, oh, you got to grow up. No, you don't. You don't have to grow up. If you can stay in that pure play and joy, but use that energy for the things that you really care about, you're going to accomplish so much in your life. And I can't wait to see what you do with it. And you would be the type of man that I want my daughter with. And I promise you'd be the type of man that she wants to be with. So just keep experimenting. Keep trying things. And part of that is you're going to fail over and over and over again. And that's okay. Doesn't make you less worthy. Each one of those failures is exactly what you need in the moment to learn something so that you can try the next thing. And eventually you're going to find the thing that hits if you develop the courage, the warrior energy. All this nonsense that's out there with the fighting and the being tough and the hustle and all of that, it's all nonsense. What's really tough is to be able to do what nobody else is doing, to stay true to yourself, to be willing to be a leader, to poke your head up. Because I'm telling you, when that happens, someone's going to come and try and chop you down. That's a clue that you're doing it right. And it doesn't mean that we have to dig in and fight against them. It's not your job to change anyone or change anyone else's mind. It's your job to be yourself, to be true to who you are, to love the best you can. I promise you, if you do those things, you will live a beautiful, incredible, fulfilling life. And all the things that you want, all the things that I wanted, will come, have come. If you're able to do that, the sooner you can do it, the better. And you're not doing it wrong any step of the way. So it's not too late for you. You can start this whenever you see it. And I'm here for you. If you want to connect, I'm going to give you my email right now. I want you to reach out to me. It's Jay, which is Jay, at locomotionfit.com. LOCOMOTIONFIT.com. Reach out to me. I'm there for you. I want to help you. Thank you for listening to me. I want you to know that there's a group of men that do care and that are working to figure this out so that you don't feel so unsupported and alone in what you're doing right now. Keep trying, keep moving, keep working, keep paying attention, keep listening to yourself and to your heart. It's gonna work. You deserve to be here. All right, thank you.